Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lexi, and today's video is going to be my finale, my Insecure Season 3 Episode 8 recap, review, all that blah blah blah. Make sure that you are subscribed, hit the like button, helps me out, all that stuff. This was my favorite episode this season, probably almost, like, I liked it a lot for many reasons. I liked it more than the Coachella episode, and I loved that episode. I also really liked the last episode, but this episode for me was, I don't know, this show is amazing at being relatable. I think everyone loves it because there's someone and some situation that they relate to on some level, and this episode had me like in my feels, okay? Had me in my feelings all over the place, like literally. So that's why I liked it so much. So we're just gonna get in. I have all of my notes, as you guys know if you're not new to my reviews. So I was really happy. I've been really proud of Issa this season ever since she left Daniel's house, which I'm really surprised we haven't seen Daniel ever again. I liked Daniel, as you guys know, but towards the end he did some really like, alright, bye Daniel type of stuff. So I am surprised that he hasn't come back in any way at all. I don't know if we'll see him next season, but it's feeling like they really killed off that character, which I would understand if that's what happened. So I was really proud of her after she left his house. The rest of the season, she's really been trying to do something else with her life. I think that her meeting Nathan obviously had a huge impact on her being in a more of a go-getter type of spirit, her being in a more of I'm gonna do what I have to do to be happy type of spirit, and I think that Nathan obviously inspired that. But it's also been really cool to just see her, aside from all of her obsessiveness over him ghosting her, which was also very realistic. Besides all that stuff, she has been on top of her stuff for the most part, and I really have been enjoying seeing her thrive in other areas besides romantically. Even though she doesn't have a real job at the moment, she's like on her way to doing a thing that would make her happy with the event, and also looking for another job and getting out of the Nathan bubble. So we find out that he's been ghosted her for a month. He's been out of the picture for a month, which is a super long time. I mean, obviously at that point, I think anyone would like block someone and just move on with life, because a month is a long time. I mean, to just be like missing and never heard from again, it's kind of crazy. And I was surprised that it had actually been that long. So she blocked him. I was really happy to hear that too. I think blocking people is a really good step in getting over someone and moving forward. The block feature on social media and our cell phones is a blessing, and I hope that we're all using it to the best of our abilities, and that we're all using it not sparingly. I'm just joking. It depends. But her blocking him was helpful, because when you don't block someone and they're ghosting you, you're just waiting by the phone for however long to finally get that "oh, I'm sorry" or "oh, I'm not dead" message. So it's really healthy, I think, to block people that do ghost you and give you no explanation. So then we have Molly and Issa talking about Molly at work, and I'm not going to go too much into recapping the episode because we've all watched it, but I write my notes in order, so it just ends up being a semi-recap. But with Molly and Issa's conversation, I'm always happy that Issa is being very blunt with Molly, because like, no, you were wrong for how you did your coworker Torian. You were wrong for being shady with him, and I'm happy that she called her shady point blank and period. And later on in the episode, when they had their big blowout fight, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you how you're being negative, you're putting your stuff onto my stuff, and it's just too much, as Molly usually is. So we got to see Lawrence meeting with his dad, and I felt like that convo was super important for our culture, for millennials, for just people nowadays. Because I'm not saying that if somebody does you wrong or somebody is mistreating you or any of that stuff, that you stay with them, that you work it out, because some people truly are trash. But oftentimes, especially right now, people either stay forever in a trash situation and don't get out of it and don't work on it, or they leave any and everyone, just like we see Molly doing. And many of us probably can relate to, like, oh yeah, he's not good enough, she's this, he's that, oh she's divorced, oh she's overweight, oh she has 2 kids. It's always like a thing with us. And I think that it's become, with social media and reality TV and whatever the case might be, we think that everyone should be this perfect person and that nobody should have baggage or shit that they've gone through or trauma. But we ourselves are full of trauma. Look at Molly. Molly has so many issues, but she wants herself a perfect guy. And there is no perfect guy, and she doesn't have to be perfect either. But it's just the idea, like, you want this man to have all these things going on, and what do you have going on besides your career? I'll wait. Actually, when Lawrence said to his dad, I want to meet a woman with no baggage, I was like, Lawrence, Lawrence, what? And his dad read him like, you think that your mom and I didn't have baggage, that we had a perfect... And I think kids that have parents that are married and happily married for the most part, or still in love, they tend to like romanticize marriage when they don't really know what their parents went through to stay married. Just like Molly last season, I believe, when she found that her dad had cheated on her mom, she had a big blowout, she had a big emotional wreck. And it's like, you don't know your parents or anyone else's story. Your best friend's story, your cousin's story, your neighbor's story. People stay married and it could be shit or it could be great, but we just don't know all the ins and outs. So for Lawrence, he felt like his parents probably were just amazing, super happy, perfect love, perfect marriage. And his dad was like, bruh, not the case. So that was a major lesson for me. I mean, I already feel that way. I already feel how I feel right now. But it was like, yeah, people really out here talking about they want somebody that has no flaws when everyone has flaws. And again, obviously, it doesn't mean that every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is trash on the street you pick up and take home with you. But it's the idea that nobody's perfect and neither are you. Then my dog Nathan strolls up with the flowers on Issa's birthday. I feel like the comments are going to be 50-50 on this. I think that Molly was dead wrong for sending Nathan away. I think that we don't have control over stuff like that. I would never have done that, and I would not want my friend to do that. I know it's my birthday and you want me to have a good day, but at the end of the day, I'm grown and I should be able to handle myself. I do think that Issa was capable of handling the situation however way she saw fit, and I didn't like how Molly handled that because I'm not a child, I'm not a baby, I'm a grown-ass woman. So I understand Molly's, viewpoint and her being her best friend, but best friend does not mean you're my handler. Be there for me after he leaves. Be there for me if I tell him to leave. Whatever the case is, but don't baby me and handle me and send him away as if you are my mother or my handler. I did not like that, and I would not want that in my regular life. I know girls do that, and I don't fool with that. Like, it's not really your position to do anything in that moment. You know what I mean? How did you guys feel about that? Are you on Issa's side? Like, I respect your opinion, but it's my life and you're putting your shit onto me? Or are you more like Molly in that, like, oh no, you ain't gonna get in, it's her birthday, you need to go? Like, where do you fall in that situation? So the whole day when Molly kept saying, I'm not your man, it was funny. I laughed. It was funny because Issa was saying some outlandish things like, no, we're going on a trip to Mexico. Like, can you chill? Like, we're going to go watch a movie, okay? We see Chad, and Chad is talking about how his girlfriend or fiance are back together. And I feel like we learned how naive Lawrence was in this episode. People take back cheaters all the time, male and female, more female, but people take back cheaters every day, okay? And yeah, like, if you're gonna get married to somebody, you're so far gone that a lot of times men and women, mainly men, can do whatever they want and the women will take them back because they're, okay, we're gonna get married. I've already gone through years of dating you, years of ups and downs. I'm not going to let you go off and whatever because of one indiscretion that she knows of. So yeah, that was funny. Like Lawrence was really just like on some, oh, she forgave you? Oh, da da da. Like, yeah, she forgave him. Girls take back cheers all the time, Lawrence. And I think that for him, because he was so broken about what Issa did to him, I get it. Like, he's broken, and he's the kind of person that I think really, because he had a seemingly happy home and or like a together loving home with his two parents, and him and Issa were together for 5 years, I think that he really has an idea of what love is and should be, and he got lazy in his love, and he, you know, still doesn't really quite grasp the idea of like going through tough times, you know. Not that you should forgive Issa, because I don't really think they belong together in that regard, but I'm just saying that his viewpoints on love itself seems to be very childlike in a lot of ways. And oftentimes people are with someone for so long that when they mature with someone from college or high school to older years, they are really immature in the idea of what real life is, because they go through the same thing with the same person and they don't really see life from other perspectives, if that makes sense. So it was really funny when Molly ran into her ex Jared. I liked Jared. I bring up Jared, my sisters, often. Like, she had her a guy that was hardworking, he was into her, he dealt with her craziness, but because he had been with a man before, she flipped out. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be uncomfortable, because I've never been in a situation where the guy I was dating had told me that he had been with a man before. So I don't know. I can't sit here and tell y'all, oh, I wouldn't care, or I would care, because I don't freaking know, and I may or may not care. I can't speak to that. But it was very telling, and it was interesting because she liked him a lot. She was like really into him, even though she judged him for having a lower level job than she did. She still like gave it a chance. She liked him. He was a good dude. Then the whole thing happened when she found out about his past with one encounter, apparently, I remember correctly, with a guy. She runs into him, they have a cute little chop it up, whatever. He's very nice as usual, very genuine, as he was back when we first met him. She assumes the guy that approached him is his boyfriend. And in my heart, I was like, that ain't his boyfriend. Not because it's not gay, but because the show was gonna prove to us how annoying, once again, Molly is, and how she just has to prove herself right, and she's just so uncomfortable, like so ridiculous. So after the guy came and approached Jared, she like freaked out. Okay, bye, ran off to tell her friends how right she was. Of course, that wasn't his man. Of course, his girlfriend was right there looking all chocolatey and melanated right next to him. Bloop. Okay, like it was so ridiculous. Like, she's so ridiculous, and I think the show is doing more and more to tell us how ridiculous Molly is. So Lawrence comes over and gives Issa a birthday chocolate or whatever he gave her. They chop it up for a little bit, and I think that her mentioning that she wasn't going to pursue the block party anymore was kind of like a thing for him. Like, it meant more to him. Like, okay, what we have going on isn't going to go any further. What we have going on isn't going to be anything, and that's okay, and it's a close. That's how I took that convo. How did you guys take the convo? Did you feel like that was a close of their potential romantic reopening? What did you think of it at all? Like, I'm just curious. So when Issa approached the lady, the woman that planned this event, I was so happy, because once again, she's acting like a go-getter. She's acting like she really cares about this event, and she really in her heart wants to do it. So she approached the woman, they had a little convo, and they end up having a meeting the next day, and they're gonna really get into the event and really plan it. I'm so happy. I think that when anyone finds passion in anything, it's always a beautiful thing, and I think that should show us that if you have a passion for something, go the freak for it. Of course, the woman is on a date with Lawrence because it's TV. Like, they had to give it some kind of spin, and of course, that ponytail she had was tragic. I'm not gonna lie, that braid, that was tragic. But anyways, she's real cute, and her and Lawrence are on a date. Listen, Insecure is messy, honey. Insecure says we have to have some sprinkle of mess whenever we can. Okay, hella messy. Then Issa and Molly go home. They're drinking, they're talking, and Molly tells her that she sent Lawrence away. And Issa goes off on her in a very friend way, which was really cool. Like, just on some, like, you've been putting your shit onto me. You've been putting your hatred and your hurt onto everything else, you know, and it wasn't your place to do that. Point blank, period. Okay, so then Molly calls the guy, I forgot his name, she calls the Asian guy and gives him an apology, which seemed forced, but I do think that it was from a good place. I think that she meant it, but it just felt, I mean, it's so hard for her to ever be wrong, like, right? Like, it's just so hard for her. So I think it was kind of tough for her to call him, but I'm glad that she did, and hopefully we'll see that blossom. We probably will see it blossom because he is a very nice guy, and I think that he will accept her apology. So Issa now meets up with Nathan, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't know, because he's fine or his vibe is nice. I do like Nathan, even though Nathan is canceled. As we all know, he's canceled. I'm very happy to see him, and I was happy to hear his explanation. And the actor that plays Nathan, I think, did a great job in that scene explaining what's going on with him. And I would have liked to have, if she had let him tell her more, but I understand, you know, as someone that's watching, I have these feelings, but for her, she was very hurt. It's been a freaking month, so I'm not as receptive to your shit as I would have been 3 weeks ago, like, you know, when I was blowing you up. So real life, as usual, Insecure always on some real life-ish, you know. So he explains that he basically has depression, or was going through a dark spell, and he couldn't deal with whatever, went to Texas to deal with it, and he was basically apologizing for ghosting on her, and her reaction was very genuine. And it's like, and I think that I was really happy that it showed a growth of, like, self-love for her to be like, I hear you, but it's not okay. Like, I hear you, but I'm not going to now be open-armed for you because of your shit, because I would have been there for you a month ago and you chose to not talk to me, which is fine. Like, I think people don't have to share, especially a new person. I don't have to share with you my demons, but just let somebody know, like, I'm gonna go to Texas, I'm gonna be MIA. It's a real quick text, you know, I'm going through shit right now, I gotta go home. That's 2 sentences, and I think that it goes a long way, because that way, over the course of the month, I'm not thinking that it's me, that I fucked up, that I pushed you away. I'm not thinking these things. I'm thinking that you have some demons, like I do, like we all do in this world. In 2018, we all have demons. I'm thinking you handling your business. You know what I mean? And you might be, like, salty, but you're not gonna be like, oh, you ghosted on me. You let me know in one text or a phone call. You know what I mean? And people nowadays don't do that. They do ghost on you. Even your friends, your family, they ghost on you with their demons, because they're demons, and then you're thinking, like, what did I do wrong? It's very common. And I just think that we all could take a lesson from that, and just, like, taking time to be straightforward. I'm not doing too good right now, I'm gonna talk to you later. It's a simple message. Nowadays I'm more so doing that than I used to. Like, I'm not feeling good, I'm hit you back. Like, you know, it's okay. I have that right. Nathan has a right to go home Texas and not talk to anybody for a month, but let somebody know what's going on, that it's not on me why you've been ghosted, you know, why you ghosted me. So with that all being said, I appreciated her response, and I don't have to take you back open arms. Like, you know, I have feelings too. I feel this way. I'm gonna go in my house. I need time now. I need space now. And the scene after he left, with her cleaning up her apartment, her having her time, her doing some self-care, some self-love, was amazing to me. It showed closure. So even if she does take him back or works on their stuff or whatever she chooses to do in those moments after she has her time, she wasn't feeling like it was on her anymore, and she needed closure. I think nowadays people act like, oh, closure is all fake and closure isn't necessary and closure is bullshit, da 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 da. Closure can be really helpful. if the person is abusive mentally, emotionally, physically, or whatever, like obviously get out of there. But I do think when it's a miscommunication or people have like real issues going on in their personal life and they put it on you or whatever it might be, closure can be super needed for lots of situations. And I think with her and Nathan, whatever happens going forward, that level of closure helped her say, yeah, it wasn't me. Yeah, that man has issues. God bless him. Like, you know, it wasn't, she didn't feel, she was worried about this man, worried about herself, feeling like it was her fault for a month. Block or no block, you still feel confused. You still feel like, what the hell happened? So, that's all I know. I was really happy with today's episode. I'm really happy that they ended it like this. I felt like it was a great ending, and we had questions that were answered. They closed off. In my opinion, the Lawrence and Issa story is closed. In my opinion, we have some drama going on with his new boo, but always fun with drama. They closed off where Nathan has been. They touched on mental health. They touched on self-care. They touched on like people like Molly realizing like, yo, yeah, I was hurt by Dro, whatever. I was hurt by Dro. Rest in peace to Dro. Hope we never see him again. Yeah, I think that it definitely was a very good season finale. I don't really like cliffhangers, and I was happy we really had one. I think I'm done with my review. It's been 26 minutes, way too long. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. This whole like 8 episode reviews have gotten more views than I thought they would, to be honest, because this is a hair channel and y'all love me doing my hair. So I've been really grateful that people have been watching and commenting and having a dialogue. I think it's really important. I really wanted to have some grown women combos for a change, but now it's over. So we're back to hair content and beauty content, and I'll be back with that very soon, next video. You know how it goes. I appreciate you guys for watching, commenting, and liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.